What's up, everybody? Whoever's tuned in, welcome. We're gonna be taking apart this TRX450. This is for a customer. So we're gonna strip it all the way down to the last bolt. First thing we'll do is drain all the oil, coolant, and go from there. Quit yapping, get to working. I'm trying to. Maybe you can come and help instead of watching. So, I'm gonna wait for the oil to drain down. There's engine oil and transmission oil. And engine oil is 17 millimeters. Transmission oil is on the side over here. It's 12 millimeters. We're going to do a full tear down of this quad. Who's BO? While everything's draining down, let's start taking the plastic off. The majority of the bolts are on 7mm for the plastic. And we're gonna get all brand new bolts on here. Let's take the hood off. This little tool place them over. Just pop them off with a flathead and then break all of them. Even though it's going to get new ones, but it makes it a lot easier to pop them off. This is a rebuild we're doing for a customer, but we are also gonna start our next giveaway for TRX build. So that one's gonna get started on the teardown next week. We're also looking for color combinations to do. So if anyone has recommendations, but I'm thinking black and gold. Typically, you'd have to unscrew the gas tank, and then there's also usually a carburetor in there, but we already pulled that off prior. And this build's gonna get electron carb, full powder coat, neon yellow powder coat, Elka shocks, already got wheels and paddles for it. Fuel customs intake. A lot of goodies going on this build. Yes, this is a TRX450. It is 2007. trying to think. Oh. I can probably drain the coolant. Yeah, to drain the coolant, kind of best way to do it is remove this 8mm screw right here, and it should come out. But a lot of times we make a mess. Well, it's not pouring out. There you go. That's what I mean. Oh, nice. Now I got oil pouring out everywhere and cooling. So that should be the majority of the coolant. So the engine should be pretty dry now. Alright. So, first things first, we'll try to get all the electrical out of the way. Anything that is connected to the engine, we'll disconnect it, remove it. Then we'll pull the engine, and then we'll just pretty much make it a complete roller and then strip it down. Probably should have disconnected the battery before did anything. Got our battery. components of the stator. Not the stator. Coil, there you go. Probably gonna remove the air box actually. Last screw is over here. To get access to it. I removed the air box. Also got the YFZ in the back that we will be doing a rebuild. Well, not a rebuild. We'll be adding aftermarket parts on it. Just give you a lot of stuff like this. Thank you. Yeah, let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to watch, but like right now, I'm just gonna be tearing this bike down. But I want to do like full rebuild videos and stuff. It's just really hard to do edits and all that. Very time consuming, so I'm just going to try to do this where just watch live and then upload it. Remove this cover. This is shield from the gas tank and the engine. More of this, please. I'll put you on my TV while I'm doing the same thing in my garage. That's what's up. Are you doing a rebuild also? Getting ready for the summer? What exactly are you doing on your quad?
Hell yeah. Got my LTZ400, just basic maintenance, chain, builds, battery, etc. What year is your LTZ400? Yeah, I gotta do all the maintenance stuff on my personal TRX. Get it ready for the dunes. But since I've been so focused on the YZ that I haven't had even time to pull it out. And it's been standing already for like 8 months. Remove the tail light. Just kind of make our way to the front, remove all the grommets as we're going. What we doing here, guys? We are working on a build for a client. So right now I'm tearing it down all the way, and it's gonna get powder coated. It's gonna get a ported head on it, which we already have ready. Stage 2 hot cams, I believe so. And then, so pretty much the top end is gonna get done. Electron carb, powder coated, Elka shocks, Lone Star A-arms, Stellar swing arm, and pretty much just put it together. 2005. Does the LTZ 400 have reverse? I don't remember. What tires do you like to run with the sand? I like to run, well, fully buffed ones, pretty much like haulers and stuff like that, but we run the MTR sand paddles, which are pretty much like haulers. And well, on the YFZ we're running 2211 by 8. I like the more bubbly ones, so we run the 22s on 8 wheels, and it's an 8 paddle, no reverse. Oh, for some reason I thought the LTZ, or was it the 250 that has reverse? It might be the 250, but I personally like to run 22s on all of our builds. Like if you run 21s, I mean, if you have something smaller, like probably like a 400, then you can do 21s, but as soon as you're into like the 450s, and as soon as you start adding power to it, you just want to upgrade to 22s right away. Yes, 250 has reverse. Yeah, that's what I figured. Turn off the chain so we can get access. I'll drop by later, sir, but you got my subscription. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you guys want to follow along the journey, make sure you guys subscribe, and you guys can just watch along. It's muchly appreciated for any support. probably won't be able to access all these wires over here. Ideally, it would be nice to. Actually, I might be able to take off the ground from the starter motor. See, take it off. Because the ground on the stator motor, there's two 10mm nuts on it, and if it starts, if the bottom one starts spinning, you can strip the wire on it, so do not fully rotate it. But if the top one only spins, then you can unscrew it all the way. Okay, there we go. So the top nut only spun, but you don't want to do a full rotation if the bottom one's also spinning, because then you'll strip the electrical on it, and then the starter motor will be toasted. One more time on the paddles. We run 2211 by 8 sand paddles. They are by MTR. And so on the YFZ, we run 8, well on the YFZ I'm running 8 paddle, and on the TRX I'm running 7 paddle. Matters how much power you're producing, but I do prefer the 22 paddle size. They're just a lot more bubbly and bigger, have a lot more grip, but you also need to be pushing the power to be able to rotate that big of a wheel. LTZ 400 has reverse. Oh, okay. Okay, the other guy said, that's what, that's what I thought, that the 400 has reverse. What kind of sand paddle size are you running on yours? Wow, this guy still has the parking brake on his quad, which is rare to see, but there's guys out there that have it still. I'm currently running the RTP Sand Stars. Are those like the V-shaped sand paddle, if I'm not mistaken? We'll make our way to the front. Probably the headlight. There's so much electrical happening here. You have a LED bar up front. Zip ties off. Just get new ones on there. Dang, just noticed I'm running only 20-inch.
I mean, if it turns your quad, like if your quad's able to make it over the hills with 20, then just to run it. I would get an upgrade in particular, just to run like let's say 21s if you're running it on a LTZ 400. The way I personally see it is like I wouldn't do much upgrades or toss money into a build unless you were doing like a 450, because you can put so much money into let's say a 400 and then you're only going to come out with what you'll be pushing out of a 450, which you can just buy a stock 450. So unless you just want to do it for the funds of it, but it doesn't really make sense to get let's say 21s or 22 sand paddles for your LTZ 400 when it's not really needed. Headlights 10mm. Three bolts. The bottom one is at 8mm. The bottom one you have to be careful when you're tightening it because the way it's set up can have like this weird little support, and when you tighten it, and if you're using it like an impact to tighten it, which you shouldn't, it will spin this forcefully and it can snap the this part right here on the headlight. And we're also going to be doing a custom headlight on this build. Disconnect everything. Yeah, seems like there's a lot of random electrical wires going everywhere, which concerns me a little bit because I'm just like, I don't want to throw them back on there without knowing what exactly to do, because these are not like original wiring.
See, the headlight should have been off already just with these screws, but this has the lead bar on here. But you know what I'll do? I'll just, no. I was gonna say take the bumper off and then slide it out, but the wires really here. Okay, I guess we'll leave that for later. Probably gonna have to take some pictures of this wiring before we get too far. Because that's not original and I don't want to mess it up. I'm not sure where my phone went. Yes, I have the V-shape on them. Yeah, the V-shape are really good for if you want to do like turns, donuts. You have really good like steering control. But when it comes for like speed and just maybe going like straight, they're not the best. Well, you won't get the full potential power out of them compared to like a straight paddle. I have no clue where my phone went. I heard it vibrate, but I don't know if I put it on two once. Somewhere. Interesting. Whatever, I guess. What's the cost to powder coat a frame? This one in particular, it's a two-tone color that we're doing, and to do a complete powder coat, so it's a neon yellow, and it is going to be $900 to do this one in particular. Same thing with the candy, what was it, mermaid candy one that we did, it was $900, and we're talking all the little details from all the like little clamps, these little clamps, these clamps, all the electrical clamps, every single clamp you can think of or part, that all gets tossed into powder coat. Typically, if let's say you're doing like a one-tone color, it's probably about 700, maybe a little more, but for these two-tone colors which require two phases of powder coat, they are 900. Sounds good. Want a Jeep? See you around if you stop by again. Let me find my phone real quick, guys, and then I'll get back here. Okay, found my phone. Okay. Let's get progressing. Like this. Measure that one, this one. And pop this off. The fun part is just moving all these little clips. Once you remove all the clips, it's pretty easy. Right there. Cost of powder coat is going to vary by area, but in my area, 150 for frame alone, and 40 to 75 a piece, depend on size. That's roughly what it is here also per piece. But frame, typically our frames are, I want to say like $300, not 150, just because there's so much little areas on the frame that need like attention. It just takes more time. I think the cheapest, yeah, it was like about $300 for just frame and subframe. And then like any typical little parts, like individual parts, it is about $50. But best thing to do is throw everything in at once and have them do it all at one time. Switch for the light, and you ran it to the main harness. Very interesting. I mean, if it works, it works. Frame is pricey here. It's $350 to $400 for a cage and bumpers. Oh, side by side cage. Oh wow. All I know is side by side cages are not cheap to grow. you get a side-by-side cage built or no? California log cap.
I had a guy that told me he did the same color in California area. I'm not sure if it was back in California. And it pretty much cost me double what I paid for my powder coating. Same color, and I had more powder coating parts than him. And I was like, that's crazy. That was their rate that they're charging up there. You guys into all the regulations? Slow progress, but we're making a window.
Whoever is in the chat, what area are you guys at? What state you located by? I am in Washington State. South Washington. For the last giveaway bike we had a lot of entries from Oregon, Washington, and then California was probably third. Good amount from Texas, and then
A couple here and there, just random states. Half electrical out. Let's disconnect the key so we can remove this whole top section out of here. Key and then natural and neutral light.
Talked to my powder coater. He said it's a bit cheap in our area due to the abundance of powder coat shops in our county, in Orange County, all within 30 minutes or less from each other. So, while some unlicensed. Yeah, that's very true. If you do have a lot of shops in your area, then they'll be very competitive on pricing, and you can get actually much better rates. In our area, we do have a good amount of powder coating shops, but the thing is, not a lot of them know like about like ATVs, like where to focus at. And I mean, they can do it, like the more simpler stuff. Let's say a quad frame, they'll powder coat a quad frame, but like the little parts here and there that we want to get done, they don't know where to spray and where not to spray, and they just don't want to kind of, you can say, deal with it unless they just ask a ridiculous price. So $22 people in the chat. Thank you guys all for watching. Probably gonna put on the oil holes back on. So I can clean up the pan out of the way. TRX450 has two plugs, one for engine oil and one for transmission oil. On our builds, we typically run the same oil on both sides, but it is recommended by Honda to run the transmission oil on the transmission side and the engine oil on the engine side. There's supposed to be a copper washer. Getting one for me. Trying to find more tools now. Don't forget to hit that like, guys. Double tap the screen. Yes, guys, much appreciated if you guys double tap and like, subscribe, follow. We have every social media account: Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, and we're trying to grow every single channel. So please subscribe and follow. We're going to try to post more custom build videos. Like I mentioned before, it is a little tough to record, edit, and consistently upload them. Oh, okay. Now. thing I want to do is just lay down all this sand and junk. Clutch cable. The emergency brake. Let's see if we can get this thing off here. That's going to go a little later because it's bolted down to the swing arm. And I don't have an access point. Alright. Let's take off this. Electrical that goes. Let's see if we can. Got this kind of out of the way. Electrical out of the way. One more bolt. That should be the last of it. That's your main electrical harness. Finally off. Now we got a bunch of little things to do. Okay. temperature of the wiring button. That color and then disconnect it. Just so we can get this out of the way now. This is the addition by the original owner. He added a lead bar on it, and did the wiring on it. So typically when I have all these wires running. Thank you everyone who is tuned in and is following. If you guys have any questions or recommendations, please comment, and once in a while I'll peek into the chat and see. Try to give you guys little updates. Light bulbs. So I can get the light out of the way. Okay. A little more progress. Gonna clean up the pan real quick. Brake cleaner smells amazing.
are gonna have to go. When you put the brakes, it light up. Is this wire? Let's disconnect the breather hoses. Pinching it really lightly, not to tear into the rubber. And not to get it. There we go. Take the breather hose out. Tim's bald head. So I'm about to buy a YZ450 that needs to be put back together. Someone who really doesn't know that much but wants to learn. Is that a good learning experience or just a headache? Is it fully apart? Like we're talking like every bolt is off? Or is it like just like let's say some of the plastic pieces are off and you're going from there. If the engine is fully apart, I will say that is not a good starting point. Because especially if you don't have experience, you're gonna just be triple guessing every single thing. Where every bolt goes, plus how did he even organize the box. Yeah, it'll be a headache if it's fully apart. Plus you're not even gonna know like if certain parts are good or not, because they might look good, but if you are the one taking it apart, you can visually inspect and be like, well, this kind of looks off or something, and maybe replace it or look into it. But if everything is just tossed into a box, I wouldn't mess with it at all. That's not how you're gonna learn. You're just putting yourself for a challenge for no reason. It's better to be the one that's actually taking it apart and learning as you're going. Even if you have the experience and know, it's still an extra headache to work on someone else's project where they already took it apart. I personally would never. Okay, let's take the radiator off. Engine is together, but everything else needs to be put back together. Thanks, I have another one lined up, won't start. Just wanted to pick up a new hobby though. If the engine in particular is all together, then if it's something you want to try, then it's not that bad. But if the engine is apart, I wouldn't even mess with it. If it's just some plastic pieces and whatnot is off, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out.
So it's up to you, but you know, it's fun to learn as you go. And then, yeah, it's both, but if the price is right, you can always get your money back. That's true. Worst case, you can part it out, sell what is not needed, and not lose your money. But that, again, is if the price is right. At the end of the day, worst case, you will gain in an experience from it, and every experience is a good experience, even if you lose money. You at least learn the experience. But if you're constantly losing money, then I don't know, you're doing something wrong. Oh wow. Cool with this like very big. Okay. Should be the last of the radiator. Remove the reservoir, drain it, and then pull the radiator. If it's all together, then it comes down to you. Like me, that if it's together, I would attempt it. But it just really matters how you want to go about it. Does the engine turn over and stuff? It just won't start? Or what's the history behind it? Right. Drain all the coolant. So unnecessary spills as we go in. And he said it just won't start. I'm not sure if he'll be like okay with you checking like if it gets spark. If it's not getting spark, it'll be a fairly simple fix. But I would ask maybe, hey, can I look at it, check for spark before buying it, because you could turn it over, but let's say it's not getting spark, then it should be something simple. But if it is getting spark and it's not backfiring at all, not turning over, but it's still turning over, there could be much more issues with the engine. But then again, if the price is right, still worth it. Okay. Let's remove the radiator. That's our radiator. If I'm not mistaken, we do have a new one for this customer. He said it won't start. What year is it also, by the way? Do you know what year it is? For $900, I would say that's worth it. Could be something very simple and then you have a nice running bike. Or could be a headache. But at the end of the day, parts alone are going to be worth more than $900 if you wanted to part it out. 2004. I would ask if it had the oil mod done to it, because the 04, 05, 06 YFZs are they in the where oil goes into the crank. They had a engineering failure where it's not getting enough oil and the engines would seize up. So make sure the bottom end is not going out, pretty much because of that. It could still turn over, but it won't start. So I would ask about if he ever had the oil mod complete on it. Let's remove the throttle body. Just 2 minutes. Throttle body complete. And we're also going to get the cover powder coated. This cover will get powder coated also. The rest of it will not. It's just way too much parts to take off to just powder coat the rest of the throttle body. So we'll just do the cover. We will touch it up though, but the rest of it does not have powder coated. Let's remove the emergency brake from this section. Gotcha. Oh, I'm making a list to ask him if I didn't find you guys. Just now, I'd be going in. Oh yeah, you want to have some history of the bike. Asking them. Typically it's nice if it's the original owner and they can give you an idea at least what was done maintenance wise and whatnot. But for $900, you can't go wrong as long as the case is, like the engine is not like blown up. Because there's I guess, when the engine blows up or when it seizes up. When it seizes up, it's rebuildable. When it's blown up, your case is cracked and everything, then they're just a bunch of useless parts. But if it churns over, there's a very unlikely chance that it would blow up. Because typically it will not want to turn over. Remove all these cables. Brake cable, just gotta line it up. Need some pliers. Oh, okay. And then disconnect it, and that is your brake cable, clutch cable, well, parking brake cable, which will be getting deleted. And then this section right here for the clutch cable also gets powder coated. So we take it almost every little part of the quad and take it into powder coat. What is your favorite quad? I do really like the look of a custom built TRX. I do like the riding style of a built YZ though. But then again, if you do build a TRX right, I do like the riding style of a TRX. But you have to dump a good amount of money to get that same riding ability that you just need to get out of a more stock YZ. And then also brake cover is going to get powder coated. This does not get powder coated. Too much time, everything to take it all apart, and then you have to rebuild the whole entire cylinder. So it is not worth. It's probably like 3 hours to redo all that to get it powder coated. Not worth it at all, for sure. I mean, if someone wants to pay for it to get done, then yes, but nothing's free. So this is going to get deleted also. As for the brake, these little clips right here, like this one, and then on that side also, they will get powder coated. No two strokes. I've never owned a two-stroke until like last week. So I purchased my first two-stroke Banshee like a week ago about. I've yet to ride it, or I've yet to take it out, but it starts, runs, and everything. So I cannot say anything about the two-stroke world just because I've pretty much never ridden them. Thank you. Yeah, the YZ is really clean. We got a load of boxes in the back over there of new parts for it, which will be in one of the future videos. We'll be doing a live stream as we build it. There's so much brake cleaner in the air. Sorry, I'm trying to think what to do next. Oh, okay. Let's remove these, all these like lever stuff. Taking quads apart or doing anything mechanical, the funnest part is looking for your tools. You lay it down for 1 second and it disappears. Still got them OG Dune loops. Yes. This one still has the original wheels on it. But we already got brand new MTR sand paddles for it on Blue Label Douglas cut wheels. So it's getting a transformation. Why is he not as noisy as the TRX? That is true. A TRX engine sounds like a ticking time bomb sometimes. You like start it up and it'll just be like rattling from everywhere, but that's just how it runs. Why is he a lot more smoother sounding? But we do have monster exhaust on all of our builds, so they are very loud regardless. Okay, I cannot find my. Oh, okay, found it. Let's take this off. So these are gonna get powder coated, and then this, I believe we're gonna get ASV levers for the guide. We haven't discussed that part of the build with him yet. But seems like he wants almost everything pretty much custom on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he would want some AC levers. If anyone is looking also to buy aftermarket parts from, like, let's say Mod Quad, Direct Drive, MTR sand paddles, Resto Quad headlights, we are a dealer for them, so we can get you guys some good pricing on any parts. Electron carburetor, we can get ported heads, any head work done. So hit us up if you guys need anything. Almost down to a complete roller. Pretty much everything from here is very simple. The next hardest part, I will say, to remove is the axle. And why you ask? Because, well, there's two things. We got the main engine to the swing arm bolt, which is right over there, which can get seized up, and that might be really tough to remove, or the axle nut. If it gets seized up, then we might have a fun time. We're talking a lot of heat, we're talking a lot of hammering. It's just not the best thing to do. All right. Next, we can remove I mean, we already got a lot of the bike done. It's typically, I would say, maybe like a 4 or 5 hours to strip it down all the way. And just start popping off
all the little brackets. And this bike is getting old, new hardware, so no need to organize the hardware.
Even the seat clamp is powder coated. And we got the grab bar, bunch of little attachments. Oh, I guess another fun part to remove is the bearings. The front hub bearings and seals require a good amount of hammering to get it off. I don't know if we'll get that done today though. Exhaust, I might just cool it. Let's tighten that a little bit. Let's remove the brake. The brake's let's remove the exhaust so we can have access to the brake. That I believe is the see it down there. And pretty much when the engine gets hot, we'll not weld onto the bolts, but with a little corrosion here and there, it wants to weld itself out there. Auto one's not too bad. Look what happened. The bolt came off with the has an HMF exhaust on it currently, but they got a monster shortage ready for this build. We like real low. And the customer said he already has a buyer for his exhaust. So it is not going to be for sale if anyone was interested. HMF exhaust. It's like brand new, probably has a couple hours on it, only. Pop the header off. We will have stock A-arms for sale, stock grab bar, I believe swing arm, grab bar, A-arms are all going to be for sale, stock ones. So if anyone is interested in purchasing some stock parts from a TRX450, message me. Easiest way to contact me is on Instagram, and I can get back to you with pricing. And shipping is an option also, as long as it's covered. Step this down to probably gonna start working on the rear brake stuff. So we'll take the brake lever off the electrical section. These little plastic mounts. Nice thing is most the bolts are 8mm or 10mm. So you're not going back and forth too much. Pop these grommets off. Could be a little paint coated out. That was probably one. Let's see if we can push it out. This extension. One. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Alright, that's both of them. Two grommets deleted, lid is left. Let's remove these. I've lost these so many times.
Access to that.
Sorry, I'm trying to process. Tackle next. I mean, I want to do the whole brake stuff, but okay.
This is an impact tool. Now, rubber pieces.
I mean, not the rubber pieces, the springs.
And then there's a little clip right here in the back. They gotta bend down to remove it fully. We'll be taking a short break for probably like an hour here shortly. I think once I get to almost a complete roller. There's a fair amount of surface rust on this body. It's nice when you freshen up older parts with a powder coat. The body looks really nice. It goes from 2007 to now 2025.
Such a tiny little clip to get to. But
There you go.
got a brake lever. Brake lever, we're gonna have to do something
About it because we are going to run a lockout clutch on this build, and with a lockout clutch, you cannot run the stock brake lever.
You have to get it aftermarket one. I mean, you could, but you have to bend it out. So it is just much better to.
A new one. Well, a new one that works.
Okay, let's pop these 2 bolts off. That will allow us to remove all of this, the brake. Too small. These are very easy to strip.
These two right here. Probably done about, let's say, a solid 8 rebuilds, and I've stripped them almost every single time.
best way to do it though. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is grab a hammer, tap it with the hammer. Sorry guys, give me a minute. Around a little bit. Then, oh yeah, that's an extra. Sometimes if you can at least get one off, let's see if we can get this one off. Okay, so we got one off. The trick we can do, as long as we got one off, what we can do is wiggle the brake mechanism up and down, and that should loosen it up. Because also in the replacement bolt kit, it does not come with these two particulars. So I'm gonna move this. There you go. That should be enough to loosen it up. Take a coat. Yep, there you go. And now you see both bolts. I don't know why in particular with these two, it does it almost on every single wheel. But always try to use like tricks to save them. Now, let's disconnect the electrical from this because this is also going to get powder coated. Even though a lot of times we don't even remount the. This is for the rear brake light. So when you click this, the rear brake lights up. A lot of times we don't even mount it back on. So I will actually ask the customer if he wants it. I'm guessing he's going to want it. There we go. And we're going to get all new zip ties. I'm going to try to look color matching zip ties. It's always neat to have zip ties that kind of match the frame. We're going neon yellow on this build. Not sure if you guys can see what I'm gonna do right now. Loosen all the brake bolts. Okay. Oh, this is gonna get trashed. Don't need any of them. That's aftermarket swing arms. Don't even come with the mounts for them. So what we do is just toss some zip ties. Zip ties like the ones right there. That's that for the rear brake reservoir. Then let's delete the emergency brake. This whole entire thing is just getting fully deleted. Like, we're talking gone overhaul. We don't need it. No one needs it. So if anyone wants to buy it, feel free. We'll sell it to you for the average one. The average TRX will not have it. And then same thing with the wires. They come with it, but the very first thing people do is just delete it. Parking brake. Oh, sorry guys. You guys couldn't see any of that. But I just unscrewed the rear parking brake. Oops. It'd be nice if they can give me like an alert if someone sends a message in. Anyone in the live can hear me? Say hi. Hi or hello, whoever's watching. I want to see who's paying attention. Say hello if you're in the chat. Okay, next. Let's remove the rear brake master cylinder, which is 12 millimeters. 2 bolts. Very easy. Keep these bolts because same thing, the new bolt kit does not come with these, and they are a very unique size because they're pretty much going to rub it up against the rear disc plate, and so you do not want to lose these or throw them away, because you will reuse them. Rear brake. The rear brake will get powder coated. I will have to take everything apart. We'll have to take everything apart, remove the seals on the inside. Everything will get stripped down. All right. Next, let's remove the let me see if there's a chain. There's a single. There's no links on the chain. I mean, I figured a stock chain. So I'm just gonna have to cut it. Well, I guess before we do that, let's remove the nerf bars. Remove the nerf bars, and then we'll go from there. I believe both these right here. So there's a couple bolts right here. One that goes to the engine, the frame. Well, actually, this one goes to the frame. So the frame, there's a bolt with the nut here, and then the mounts. Now, I'm not sure what size that is, but it's either 11. This is a 12. 12 millimeter. There's a odd size on there. that. Save these. This is all over the powder coat. Hopefully my powder coat people are not really too mad about all the random little parts. But I mean, that's a big picture. Anyone in the chat, if you guys are still in the chat, say hi so I know someone's out there. If you are listening in the chat, say hello. Anyone in the chat? Hello, hello. Hi. Can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, say hello. Alright. We'll do a little bit more and then we'll wrap up and we'll come back in about an hour. It says we have 19 people active. Handlebars. I need to ask the customer if he wants new handlebars and grips or if he wants these. Typically, it makes more sense if you run aftermarket ones. But customer is to choose. Okay. Let's get going. So the foot pegs, these foot peg bolts right here, this mount, they will not be getting powder coated because if you do powder coat them, you will have a hard time mounting the air bars on there. So it's best they're ready from the back. That's just to keep them the way they are. It's not going to be visible. Then unbolt them. Same thing with these bolts right here. Do not lose them. You will need them when you're going to be rebuilding. And I guess I'm referring to because we bought a new bolt kit, and a lot of the parts come with new bolts. These ones in particular, they don't. So don't lose it. best gun out there. I do need to get like an actual impact because I have the 3/8 attachment. Um, 8mm. This is the brake. A 1/8 holding impact with adapter. Yeah, it's not the greatest, but it works. Yeah, I want to get the 3/8 drive one. I've been looking around. I don't want to spend, I don't know how much they're quite pricey for a brand new. I don't want to go buy a brand new one, but I want to get one that will get the job done. Milwaukee though. And I mean, I want to get those, I think it's this called the stubbed one or whatever. M12. Very lightweight and everything, they'll turn anything. Okay, we got a couple more things. Trying to see, I might head out here for about an hour and then I will have to come back and wrap it up. So, I mean, got a good amount of progress done, I would say. By today, we need to get everything done because tomorrow I have to take everything into powder coat. So I need to strip it all the way down, all the bearings, seals, everything out, and ready for powder coat. So thank you guys, everyone who tuned in and watched the progress so far. I mean, we got a good amount done, more than halfway done. So let's drop back in about an hour and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys. Like, comment, I don't know, subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you guys. Peace out.